Alrighty, good morning. Please do a quick voice check. Turn down the music for a tad bit. We'll begin in around 2 minutes. Smash the likes, guys. Smash the likes. The quicker we get the likes, the quicker we can begin. Alrighty, and we've got a guest here with us today.
What's cracking, alligators?
Should we bring back the Mango Duo streams? If you guys want the Mango Duo streams, let's get the likes up. We got Wolvie in here. He's gonna be smashing the likes on all his accounts.
Let's go, Bitcoin.
Alright guys, let's have some fun today. Good morning indeed. Begin.
Which one's the best? 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 Which one's
Answer the question you got big.
Which one's the best? 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 What's the second best? There is no second best. There's a crypto asset, it's called Bitcoin.
Yeah. Alright.
There is no
Guys,
second
this
best.
is actually, it's funny. These songs are funny. But they're true. They're very true. So we got a question at the beginning of the stream. I'm gonna go turn up the music again on Oh, by the way, there's a Black Friday sale you guys should take advantage of. But before we talk about any of that, we got a question from Showtime at the beginning of the stream. He asks, should SUI be my biggest holding? Now, I know many of you guys are bullish on SUI. Rightfully so. The chart looks fantastic. But take it from someone who has seen multiple cycles. If you are new to crypto, your biggest holding at the beginning of the cycle should be Bitcoin. Period. You will thank me down the line. It is completely fine for an altcoin to grow into being your biggest holding, but it shouldn't ever begin as your biggest holding. What are your thoughts on that, Krisha?
Oh, hands down. If there's anything if there's anything I could sort of go back in time and sort of just redo again, it would be that. Just making sure that Bitcoin was my biggest holding. Because oftentimes, I'll tell you how this goes, okay? You go through an entire cycle from bull market to bear market. You're gonna make money, you're gonna lose money too. And then only for you to be sitting at the end of the bear market and then just looking back at your entire journey, calculating how much money you put into the market, and then being like, holy shit, I would have just made a lot more money had I just stayed in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have an invisibility cloak
Yeah.
now. I'm like, you know that Harry Potter thing?
What was I saying? Yeah, so guys, trust me. In the short term, you're always going to feel like, oh man, I should have bought so-and-so altcoin. I should have done this. I should have done that. But in the long term, trust me, especially when you look at it through a multi-cycle perspective, I think there's only a handful, maybe one or two coins actually, that have outperformed Bitcoin over a multi-cycle basis.
Yeah.
Right? Because even if you feel like a certain altcoins are outperforming on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, or some of you guys are looking at the lower time frames and looking at an altcoin outperforming on a daily basis, in the long run, it's what Krisha said, you're going to look back and be like, man, I could have had lower stress and higher returns by just holding Bitcoin, okay? Now, it's completely fine to have your altcoin bets on a cyclical basis because you're expecting an altcoin to outperform for this cycle, right? But if you are new, especially if you are new, you should be holding a majority of your portfolio in Bitcoin and then let that altcoin grow into being a bigger portion of your... Kusha has no head. Kusha has no face. It looks so funny, but it's fine. It's fine for it to grow into being a majority of your portfolio, and then you again funnel it back into Bitcoin, right? So I'm saying this because I want you guys to be safe. Okay, you're going to see a lot of other YouTubers saying that, hey, if you are new to the space, why buy Bitcoin? All that Bitcoin has in it right now is a 2x or 3x, right? That same narrative has been pushed by every freaking influencer and YouTuber since 3K Bitcoin. Okay, and there are people who have missed out on a 20x on Bitcoin because they've been chasing altcoins for freaking a decade. And they missed out on such easy gains. I highly recommend, if you're new, stick to Bitcoin. Even if 55% of your portfolio is Bitcoin, right? And you have 45% in alts, you're gonna be extremely happy with your returns at the end of the day. Okay, because if you don't pick the right alts and you end up screwing it up, Bitcoin is gonna pad your gains, and just Bitcoin doing a 2x, 3x on that 55% chunk is gonna make up for all your losses. So just be safe, okay, to answer that question. All right, I hate that Krisha, it's not picking up Krisha. You know what? There you go. We see only Krisha today.
That's so weird.
Come closer.
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
But then, there we go.
There you go.
No,
Doesn't
but
need to
they
see
can't
me.
see your face.
No, they don't need to see. They see me all the time. They never see you.
No, they see me all the time. I'm always on camera now.
No. Okay. Krisha has actually been working on a particular video today. You're working in VeChain, right?
Yeah.
There we go. That's better.
And then it's sort of the audio crapped on me.
Oh yeah, she's doing it for the second time.
I'm doing it for like the second time, and I'm so exhausted.
ETH is breaking out. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Freaking finally.
The dashboard call.
Yeah, the dashboards were all tilty.
I said, guys, let's play a game. So on the main Discord chat, I'm like, guys, let's play a game. I'm like, the game is spot the odd one out. So literally everything was long, okay, including Ethereum. However, volatility on literally every coin was flashing red except for Ethereum that was blue on the list. Like it was just standing out there. Like Ethereum is screaming to get bought right now.
I think it's gonna do well. I think people have gotten so bearish on Ethereum, where it's gonna end up doing well just through the fact that there's probably no more sellers left. Right, at least for the short term, and then you just keep playing the ETH BTC pairing on the higher time frames. Take your profits into into Bitcoin, right? If you want to play that trade, stablecoin ETH, it's gonna do well, man.
I think now's the time. How many people do you know who have sold ETH, like long-term ETH hodlers?
A lot of my friends who were hardcore Ethereum, like maxis, have now given up on ETH. And they're actually converting portions of their portfolio into Solana, and ETH Sol is pretty much topping in my opinion. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out. In my opinion, I've been saying this for a while now. As soon as Sol hit our targets, especially on the Bitcoin pairing, right? We were looking at Sol BTC. We took the Sol trade from around $22 all the way to the top. But at a certain juncture, it made no sense to hold Sol anymore. It was actually better to convert your gains into Bitcoin and go further out the risk curve and actually play these mid-cap to low-cap meme coins. Yeah. Because you've been getting like 5x, 10x over there. And Sol BTC was sitting at an inflection point that I can go and pull it up. I did not want to talk about Sol today because it's honestly not worth talking about at this juncture. It was such an easy play. Right here, right? As long as we are holding this range here, like this zone here, guys, right, at around 0.0027, as long as Sol is underneath there, you literally either play the range where you buy the bottom of this diagonal and you sell the top. I can't believe we've been allowed to do this for months. It's ridiculous. It's going to break one of the directions soon. But as long as it's living underneath this red zone over here, you're better off just being in Bitcoin and not actually holding a massive Sol position, unless you are betting on this breaking to the upside. But if you're betting on this breaking to the upside, you might as well go further out on the risk curve on the Sol coins. There's so many, like Jupiter, for example. You've been looking at Jupiter, the memes, right? You can pick a lot of the Sol memes, the mainstay memes, like I guess Popcat, etc.
Yes, I feel like they all have their own risk parameters, right? And I think you need to understand where you are. So, okay, guys, honestly, all of you, assess your schedules, assess just how much time you have to put into trade management. If you do not have time to put into trade management and you still want to go a tad bit out the risk curve, riskier than Bitcoin, then I say, okay, fine, pick the Solana. If, however, you have time for the trade management and stuff, okay, you can go far out the risk curve, pick the meme coins, but understand that it's going to require time to actually manage those trades. Be very, very aware of that. Your expectation should be on point here. Okay, don't think you can just get in, leave it, and walk away. Excuse me.
Can I push back a bit on that?
Excuse me.
Can I push back a bit on that? I don't think that your ability to manage the trades right now, especially on the memes, has anything to do with the type of coin, right? It has to do with the time frame that you're playing.
Right.
So you could pick a meme coin because these things are very liquid, Krisha. They are actually very liquid. They're not like back in the day where you're playing these extremely low caps that have no liquidity, or even right now, the utility coins that are low cap, they don't have too much liquidity. But these memes, when they're low cap and mid cap, they actually have a lot of liquidity. So you could actually have the same strategy as long as you're willing to be patient on the volatility and say, okay, this thing has pumped. I'm not going to be buying it until it comes down to my weekly level or my 4-day level. And it will come down there. And when it comes down, there's like a 60% dump, 50% dump, right? And okay, you may not want to manage it on a regular basis. So all you do is wait for the dumps to come.
Okay.
Inevitably, they will come. You have to be patient on that. You can't have everything, right? You can't just let your emotions get the better of you and buy the tops and then say, I don't want to manage it either. So you say, I don't want to manage a trade. I'm extremely busy with family, with my job, etc. I'm going to wait for it to come down on the high time frame levels, weekly Tenkin, 4-day dynamic, or whatever you guys like to play, right? Pick your trend indicators. And when it comes down there, you buy it. And then you check on that chart only once every 4 days or once every week, right? And you use the Mango, like use whatever risk parameters that you guys have for position sizing. But if you guys have the Mango C program, you guys can use the Mango risk management indicator, the Mango risk management tool sheet, etc., and you will be fine. The volatility will actually end up being in your favor because you'll be protected on the downside volatility, and you get to capture the upside volatility. And the upside volatility on these memes are actually like 10x, and you have the liquidity to get out. Like, I think you just follow the liquidity. It's not about what type of coin it is at this stage of the market. It's about what's trending well and where the liquidity is, because that's all that's important. You know?
Yeah, no.
This is a good conversation because Krisha has a different
I
perspective
don't know.
on
I
this.
feel like it's a people often think that meme coins are just like buy and it's gonna just moonshot trade, and yeah, you could get lucky in that aspect that it's gonna be a moonshot trade. Now, mind you, you can use just basic TA principles as well as risk management even on the meme coins as well. In fact, the seed risk management actually works really, really well in this instance. However, it's not one of those things where I would like meme coins are such that I don't know, Sean, I would just play it for like the swing, but to hold it, when do you know it's just gonna get pulled? Because the thing is that when liquidity dries up on these things, it dries up fast.
That's true.
It dries up really, really fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So you gotta be so aware, and you gotta be. It's a double edge.
So you think liquidity is going to dry up and disappear on Dogecoin?
Not Dogecoin.
What about dog we've had?
Okay, no. So that's the thing. I'm talking about meme coins far the risk curve, like essentially the ones that are traded on chain. Like if you're looking at the mainstays like Dogecoin and stuff, I think those are like established.
I'm looking at the
like
coins.
Mother of memes.
I'm looking at the coins that have reached like 300 to 500 million MCAP and above.
Right.
Right. I'm actually looking at those guys that are further out on the risk curve and have massive liquidity, and they are beginning to be traded on chain as well. I totally agree with you that if you're trading like these lower MCAP coins, like underneath like 10 million, you're gonna have to manage that because those could get rugged on you because it's so easy to pump them up to 10 million to begin with. Like you could wake up, you can't sleep on those kind of coins, guys. You cannot even sleep on those kind of coins, right? Those kind of coins you need to put in a position size where you're like, okay, this can go to zero. I do want to bring up a really good question that was asked on the Discord. Oh wait, this is my answer. This is not the question. Let me pull up the question. Okay, this is by Too Sharky. I like these kind of questions because they're not just like, hey, what are targets, right? These are questions that actually add to your learning. So I want to hear your thoughts too, Krisha. I already answered, so it'd be good to hear your thoughts. He says, hey, Sean, I'm also trying to learn. And so this is what I initially said. I said, Bitcoin needs to have a leg down to $80,000 for alts to breathe easy.
Okay.
He replies with, hey, Sean, I'm also trying to learn and understand better way to manage my trades and how to trade, etc., etc. I've been here for a few days now, and I'm already learning a ton. By the way, guys, if you haven't joined our Mango Discord yet, join. Like, you will not find a community that is so educational focused as Mango is, right? We have been building this culture and this vibe for almost a decade now, and it's really, really shows when you join our community. But when things do get crazy, we will be closing out our Discord, so take advantage of the invite link while you can. We don't like the type of crowd that we draw in, or rather the crypto draws in when things get crazy. So anyways, he goes on to ask, but I have a question about the statement where I said Bitcoin has to draw down to 80,000 for alts to breathe easy. He's like, wouldn't the drive down also cause all coins to crash through the invalidation levels you and Krish have given in your videos? I mean, wouldn't that invalidate almost every trade if we go down to 80,000? Because in said videos, the sentiment is bullish. Of course, with giving caution to the invalidation, repositioning. If you have a second, I'd love to understand more about what you mean by that. Do you want to hear my answer before you give it thoughts? So basically I said, hey man, glad you're learning, blah, blah, blah. To answer your question, if Bitcoin breaks down, it will indeed invalidate. Wait, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to read the answer. I'm just going to give you guys my answer. Bitcoin drawing down is likely going to cause all coins to draw down as well, especially at these junctures, okay? Here's the thing though, guys. After a massive breakout and of a massive range, you have a choice. You say, I am either going to now play the lower to mid time frame trends every time it dips down into the lower to mid time frame levels, or I'm going to wait patiently for the higher time frame trend levels. It's a trade. That in itself is a trade, because once you break out of a 6-month range, 8-month range, there's a massive chance that you do not get that deeper dip. We already got the deep dip into the 4-day level twice, right? I gave you guys 2 leverage trade opportunities on Bitcoin. Once at 60K, I'm like, guys, this is the opportunity. This was on October, first week of October. And then I gave you guys another one towards the end of October at 66K. Those were 2 golden opportunities. Now, do we get a third one on a 4-day time frame or a weekly level? The probability is lower than usual, right? Like it could happen, but is the probability high? I would not say so. Markets aren't that generous, but you could get a surprise. So you have to make that decision saying, okay, I either position now and I get my position on the 12-hour time frame, or the 4-hour time frame, 6-hour time frame, whatever time frame you choose, and I look for continuation. That way I have position in case price goes up. But if it does come down, I invalidate myself. I'm like, okay, I'm going to reposition now lower if I lose the 12-hour time frame level. Cool. Similarly with all coins, you're making that same trade. Okay, I'm showing you guys the 12-hour time frame trade on SUI. That doesn't mean we cannot come down to the 2-day time frame. So invalidations could happen. You need to embrace it. Just because things are bullish doesn't mean, or rather, just because we get invalidated doesn't mean things turn bearish. Because he has a statement here. He says, right over here, because in said videos, the sentiment is bullish. Price could come down while sentiment stays bullish. Okay, why? I'm going to go ahead and draw it out for you guys. Okay, apologies. Let's just zoom out over here. What's going on, TradingView? I think it's a screenshot. I'm going to delete the screenshots. It's not letting me zoom out. I'm going to take a fresh shot so I get some drawing. Okay, cool. Let's say you have an uptrend like this, right? This is a daily uptrend. This is most likely a weekly impulsive move. This is going to look like a weekly or monthly candle, one candle. Okay, even though these are multiple candles on the daily, it's one candle on the weekly or the monthly, depending on what time frame we're looking at. This trend could break down on the daily now. Now the daily is going in a downtrend, right? Daily's gone into a downtrend. As a new market participant, as someone new to trading, an amateur trader, I don't say that in a disparaging way. I say that we all start off as amateurs. You look at this downturn, you get scared, right? Especially with these exchanges who are forcing you onto the lower time frames. You're like, oh my God, it's red. But the truth is that this is simply one big bull flag on the weekly. So while we are in a downtrend on the daily, the weekly is still in a massive uptrend, right? Because if you color this out, guys, what do you have? You have a bull flag, like your classical bull flag that you guys print out and put up on top of your computer screens, right? When you first start trading, you all have these pattern trading sheets and you're like, oh, this is a bull flag. But you'll miss it on the higher time frames because you're so focused on the lower time frames. So we could actually break down and actually be putting in a much more bullish structure on the higher time frames. And guys, it is the higher time frames that dictates whether we are in a bull market or not the lower time frames, right? When people are generally talking about cyclical bull markets, cyclical bear markets, they're talking about the weeklies and the monthlies. So when you see massive pullbacks, once you've established that we are in a bull market, that's the biggest thing, right? Which is something Krisha really targets well in her Mango Sprouts program. Check it out before the prices go up. You'll find it at themangoway.com/sprouts, because every module she posts, the price has been going up, just like how it went up for seed. But once you establish that it's a bull market, right? Deep pullbacks are for buying, okay? Buying into your spot positions and holding, especially for you guys who love Cardano, you guys who love SUI, you want to hold those positions. Your lower time frame trades, going back to before I colored everything out, these trend trades that you leverage trade, right? That's where you leverage trade and you take your profits into your spot. Take your profits into your spot. Take your profits into your spot. You constantly take your profits at the levels I give you guys in the daily videos into your spot. As soon as you break the trend, you close your leverage trades and you wait for the deep pullbacks and you again buy spot if you've been taking your profits to USDT, right? But you don't allow this to shake you out of your cyclical bull positions. I've been seeing a lot of you guys, even in the Discord, getting scared over these lower time frame trades. If you constantly overtrade on these lower time frame trades, right, it's completely fine to do that, knowing what you're doing, knowing that you're not going to lose position on this leg that will come inevitably. This leg will come. But if you're like, oh my God, I'm going to sell Cardano here, sell my entire bag here, and then buy back here, you don't know if this just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Right? And what if you sell here, you buy here, and then it keeps dumping on you here? Do you have a plan for that? Are you trading it like how a trader should be trading this? It's completely fine to trade. Completely fine, but know how to do it. Know how to allocate from your spot to your leverage to your spot, etc. Use your spot to leverage, then use your leverage to add to your spot. These are all, I know, advanced concepts, which is why I've been begging you guys to start focusing on learning. Learn now, because it doesn't matter what the bull market does for you if you don't know how to use the bull market. I'll stop here before and let Kusha give her thoughts.
No, I think you explained that really, really well. I think it's about understanding where you are in the cycle. I think that is very, very, very important, because that'll also help you set expectations of what to expect from any of the altcoins, any of the mainstayers that you are trading. If you are looking to take profits at the top of, at this current juncture of the market, I mean, we're still in the bull run. You also need to you need to understand quite viscerally in that price can rally even still. And if prices rally, and if you get out of position to reposition lower, but instead you don't get the lower bid, prices end up rallying, how are you gonna feel?
Yeah.
Ask yourself that. Actually ask yourself that. You need to understand all of these accounts, guys, it's not just prints. These are emotions. These are traders. These are human beings. So always ask yourself, okay, if I'm taking profits here, and especially if you're cutting off your entire position, and if prices rip, because we're in a bull market, how are you gonna feel about you missing out on that next leg? And if prices rip, and you wanna get back in, what's your plan to get back in? How do you intend on getting back in? So ask yourselves all of these questions when you are looking to take profits off the table, right? For people who like taking profits, now sometimes, yeah, I'll take my profits off the table, but I'm not scraping off the entire position. No freaking way. I'll take a bit off, and I'll let the rest ride. Especially if I have identified that, hey, the bull run is still on, and we have not gotten those macro signatures of a bull market to bear market reversal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it's about understanding these little nuances of any cycle to then have conviction in how you trade.
Yeah.
And conviction in all of your positions. Like, why did I have conviction that, okay, why do we have conviction that buy the bi-weekly dynamic for Bitcoin? Like, you go in strong on this because you can only go in strong if you got conviction.
Yeah. And your conviction will always get tested, right? And the best trades are always gonna be when you're feeling uncomfortable and your conviction is tested. If you're sitting on a level, that's kind of why I'm so indicator focused, guys. I'm so indicator focused because it allows me to be objective. And if things don't go wrong, I get to blame my indicator, right? It's like, oh, I followed the indicator. My emotions are thrown out of the picture completely because I will not buy unless I'm on the indicator, or price is on the indicator, or I will not sell until we close. If you guys remember, I have the chart right here, the bi-weekly. Remember, in the month of September, I wasn't in the right headspace at all. Right, because my mom got extremely sick, etc., and you guys know I wasn't doing videos for a couple of weeks, and there was a time where I had to do a video from the hotel room from my phone, right? Because Bitcoin was dumping into this region here. There was war narrative going on, where escalation of the Israel war. I think it was the Israel-Palestine war, and price was looking really, really bad. And I was like, man, I'm going through so much right now. We've held all the way down from 17K to 60K, and now price is looking to break the dynamic. I'd reached the point where I was like, man, I just want to rip the bandage at this point and just screw it. Even I will exit. And I did a video from my phone saying, guys, at this point, even I want to exit, but we don't have permission. We don't have permission. So we got to wait one more bi-weekly to get that permission. Okay, we got to wait one more bi-weekly. So if we get that permission, we will exit. But at this juncture, it looks like the Mango bi-weekly dynamic is going to hold again, right? And it did. Look at that. This is what I mean by an indicator can allow you, pick whatever indicator you guys want, by the way, right? Pick something that you can't adjust. These diagonal lines over here, right? I can adjust. I can change my bias from bearish to bullish to, oh, I have a lot of space. That's, you use your diagonal lines as something to visualize your patterns, but don't use it for your invalidations and your entries, because it's not objective. Something like this, I can't change. Okay, I can't change. Unless I go into my algorithm and change things, that's you know you're fooling yourself at that point, right? So over here, it held. I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta stay. And look at what happened right after. Every bi-weekly just right? So this is what I mean why SUI as well. I did a video just recently for you guys, a daily video. What was our thesis? Where's that box, by the way? Essentially, we had drawn a box over here saying that as long as the bi-weekly dynamic is holding, the 12-hour dynamic is holding, we are going to stay in our trade. Now, I could have actually done this, right? I said I could have done the top of the bi-weekly dynamic and the bottom of the box, but I kept it tighter for you guys. I'm like, as long as the bi-weekly is I keep saying bi-weekly. As long as the 12-hour dynamics is holding on SUI, we are going to stay in this trade. And look at that. We came down. We dipped into the box. We wicked off the box. This was our take profit zone on the way up, right? And then we closed above the 12-hour dynamic. This is your classic trading the wink trade from the seed program. Yeah. Classic trading the wink trade. This was brilliant. But if you let your emotions get better for you while price was dumping and you did not wait for the 12-hour candle, you got shook out. And now price is risking bouncing to the upside again. So at this juncture, what are the emotions that you're probably going through if you got shook out, right? First, you were like, oh my God, price is dumping. I sold. And then price bounces on you. And now you're thinking, I can't be a lost position. I'm going to wait for price to come back down here. Now you're hoping price dumps. Even though you're bullish on the asset, you're hoping price dumps. Yeah. And you're stuck staring at this chart, hoping that price dumps, because you didn't follow the indicator, you did not follow something objective, you followed your emotions, while there are opportunities that you're missing. Because there's so much mental equity you're spending on this chart, hoping that it dumps because you lost position. Instead, you could have kept it mango, kept it easy, kept it stress-free, just check the chart when the 12-hour candle closed, and then saying, what do you know, price came down, but we closed above. Okay, cool, I'm gonna go back to watching Game of Thrones. Keep it mango, guys. Keep it mango. Just watch. If you're trading the 4 hour, watch the charts only every 4 hours. If you're trading the 12 hour, watch the charts every 12 hours. If you're trading the bi-weekly, check the chart only every 2 weeks. Go spend time with your family. Go out, go to the gym, go hiking, right? The higher the time frame, the more time you're giving yourself to do other things.
Right. Yeah, and wait on that candle close. Wait on the candle close.
We can do a quick update on SUI. SUI actually bounced off our zone as well as the bi-weekly dynamic. Now you guys can see that we tapped the zone. Let me zoom in for you guys. We tapped the zone and then we closed above the bi-weekly. The 12-hour dynamic. I keep saying bi-weekly. We closed above the 12-hour dynamic and then we tapped the bottom of the 12-hour dynamic and now we tapped the top of the 12-hour dynamic. We're trading within that range. In my opinion now, SUI is still at risk of breaking down and testing our 2-day dynamic, which is something I talked about in the daily. That's going to be the better trade. But if it closes candles above this level right here, 3.64, I think we're going up. We're making a new high. So above this level, if you guys are looking to add to your position or maybe get back into position in case you got shook out, this would be where I'd be looking at 3.69 to be a tad bit more precise. What are your thoughts, Kusha?
Yeah, that looks about right. That'll see trend continuation. I think on the lower time frames, it's probably like a falling channel or something being drawn out there.
Yeah, let's go look. Yeah, falling channel. Could draw it out like this.
Yeah. Rectangles on rectangles.
Yeah, I'm not. This is a tough. I don't have conviction here on one way or the other, guys. It's just that sometimes you may not have conviction, but you still got to put on the trade because the setup is there, right? You have the 12-hour dynamic, you have the zone over here. Like, hey, I'm not feeling comfortable with it, but it's a good setup and I have to put it on. And I know that because you're uncomfortable, you can use that to your advantage to get out of the trade once invalidated, right? So, yeah. We also have the Mango Equilibrium tracker looking good on this. It's really hard for me to not put on this trade, right? Expansion too. Really hard for me
In
to not put
absolute
on the trade.
compression. I was also looking at Bitcoin's bi-weekly equilibrium. And that looks like it just began.
Joseph Stewart says, how do you determine which time frame you're going to trade? A lot of it is experience and knowing what my bandwidth is. Back when I was young like you guys, back in 2018, 2019, I was trading the 4-hour time frame a lot. I had the time to trade the 4-hour time frame a lot. Now I spend a lot of my time doing macro research, reading history books, etc., etc. So I don't have that much bandwidth, and I'm not as motivated, I guess, anymore to trade the lower time frames. Right? I don't, and I also, my position sizes have grown a lot more, right? So I want to trade the higher time frames for safety purposes.
Yeah, I'd say for that, to answer that question, it would honestly boil down to just what is the kind of trade management you want for your positions?
Yeah.
Right? So like I said, always, okay, guys, if your life is revolving around your trading, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay, so understand what your obligations are on a daily basis. You might have a 9 to 5, you might be in college, university, whatever, high school. You got to understand your schedule, and then according to that, determine, okay, you know what, this is my bandwidth that I have in a day. This is how much I can allocate towards trading and my trade management. And that in turn should help you determine what time frame you should be trading on. The lower the time frame you take your trade on, for the most part, there's more trade management. Okay, so the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, you guys are like degens.
Yeah.
Just like it's crazy.
Honestly, if you guys are for example trading leverage, don't go anything lower than the 4-hour time frame. 12-hour time frame is preferred because you do get really good trades on there. And it's a lot more manageable too, right? You get to scratch the itch of kind of getting your intraday trading because you have 2 12-hour candles a day, and you have nice volatility on the 12-hour too. So 12-hour has always been my go-to, and the setups are really good on the 12-hour Ichimoku, 12-hour dynamic. It's again something that I'm very comfortable trading because I've been trading it for so long. I just know how price moves along those indicators. If you guys are leverage trading, by the way, make sure to take advantage of, or if you're looking to learn and practice your leverage trading, Bitunix is running a really good campaign in conjunction with Mango at the moment, where if you use the link underneath in the description, if you guys deposit 200 USDT, you get 150 USDT back. So that's essentially almost your entire USDT you're getting back. So it's a great way to practice your leverage trading and to buffer against any losses. This is the kind of thing that I wish I had when I was starting off, because it would be great to just put on. Like I always tell people when they ask me, do you recommend paper trading? And I used to say no. I actually don't recommend paper trading, because unless you really have, I know Krisha disagrees with me on this one, but in my opinion, unless you have at least some money on the line, you never go through the emotions of trading, which is really, really what gets people, what surprises people, right? It's the emotions. You could have a proper system, and you back test it, and you paper trade it, and you paper trade it perfectly. But if you even have some money on the line, it's crazy how everything changes, okay? Because suddenly you're thinking, man, that's, even if it's something like as low as $100, $150, right? The psychology changes, because I could take my wife out for dinner with that money. Damn, I lost an entire night's worth of dinner. Or you'll compare it to whatever you can in real life. Oh, damn, that's an entire year's worth of utility bills that I just lost, right? And then you need to go through those emotions. When it's real money, you need to go through that, because you need to start separating yourself from the real life comparison to what that could buy you, because you don't do that when price is going up, right? If price goes up only to 1 year's worth of utility bills, at least for me, I won't be like, oh, that's 1 year's worth of utility bills. I'm like, that's not enough. I can't buy a house with that, right? I want the win where I can buy an entire house, right? But for the losses, you're thinking, oh man, I could have paid an entire year's worth of utility bills, because that's how I work at the very least. I'm always thinking about my expenses on a 6-year to 1 year horizon, right? But when it comes to the big wins, I want huge wins that could pay for like massive things, right? But for losses, I don't want to lose 6 months worth of utility bills or 6 months worth of food, etc. So it's like you need to go through those emotions, which is why take advantage of, they're giving you free money to practice your leverage trading. You'll find the link in the description below.
Yeah, December 4th. I just saw the date on there. It ends on December 4th.
Moody Mobs. Whoa, both on stream. Should we
How's
bring
it
back
going, Moody Marv?
Should we bring back
I
the
think
duo
we can
streams?
bring it back. We can bring back the dual streams. Gotta figure out a better setup though.
This setup's good. You know, Kisha's not comfortable because she doesn't know. Okay, so
I got an invisibility cloak, guys.
we'll-
Look at me. Okay.
I want to talk a little bit on Bitcoin. We haven't spoken on Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is going to the moon. Just, you know, put your seatbelts on.
Let's switch to BLX.
Sean is
Oh,
not,
wait.
Sean is not as much of a moon boy as I am.
I am Moonboy long term. So this Brett posted this on Discord. Allianz, Germany's biggest insurer, buys 24% of MicroStrategy's $2.6 billion notes. People keep saying that, this is a Ponzi scheme, but you guys don't understand. There's a good cohort of market participants out there who can't justify to their clients buying Bitcoin directly, but can justify buying these derivative products that are kind of tied to Bitcoin, right? So, like, we had a long discussion on the C Clubhouse session in regards to this. As long as people are willing to fund his debt and he is not mark to market, this guy is not going to be he's not at risk of getting liquidated anytime in the short term.
Yeah.
Right? We are, I think, safe for at least 3 months before we'll have to reassess what is going on. But at the moment, this is how I'm looking at it. Every time people buy his convertible bonds, they're giving him permission to go buy more Bitcoin.
Right.
Which is why it doesn't turn into a Ponzi scheme, because I'm flipping it. I'm flipping the way we should look at it. Because people are thinking, every buy that comes in is expecting another buyer to come in to fund the next Bitcoin purchase. But the way I'm looking at it is, each buyer that's coming in is saying, hey, take my money to buy more Bitcoin. Because I can't buy Bitcoin directly. I'd rather you buy Bitcoin for me.
Right.
Right? They're literally giving him permission. Because as long as the premium to NAV exists, right, he can keep selling more convertible bonds.
That's right.
Right? He can keep selling more convertible bonds. So if people keep coming in to fund him to buy more Bitcoin, price of MicroStrategy stock is going to keep going up. Bitcoin is going to keep going up. At one point, once you start seeing that gap close, the way I'm going to look at it is the market is no longer giving him permission to buy more Bitcoin.
Right.
That's how I'm going to read it. It's as simple as that.
That's actually a really, really good. That's actually a really good way of seeing it.
Right? Does that make sense? Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong.
I don't think anyone sort of mentioned that aspect. The way to think of the premium on
The net asset,
MicroStrategy,
yeah. Okay, that's and then I wanted to. Let's talk about the monthly. What's going on over here, Kusha? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm a moon girl. I'm saying we're going up. We're going up. Someone said, are you going to stay alive till it breaks 100K? I noticed that a lot of people, as soon as Bitcoin inched at around the 99.5K region, a lot of people just went live waiting for a 100K break. Yeah. And no one got it. So they all just went... Oh, God. Imagine someone was actually just there suppressing price to be like, okay, let's just mess with the YouTubers today.
I'm not... Do you think Bitcoin's going to break 100K today? I don't think so. Yeah.
No, not today.
No.
I mean, it could happen.
It could happen, but sure. I'm not gonna stay alive under that pretense. But we can go back to the monthly. So, what are your thoughts, Krisha? How long do you think this runs? That's the big question.
Okay, so I presented something in the Seed Mastermind call.
Okay.
I did like a duration analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So far, guys, you need to understand. For those of you in the Seed program, the Mastermind calls, all of the recorded sessions, some of those sessions I actually redid them and posted it in the dashboard premium section as well. I'm looking at the cyclical analysis, and they've all worked out like to the T, right? especially price action. Remember, we spoke about the whole elections, having two elections, and we usually see consolidations even this time around. This was, can I mark your chart? Is that okay? Yeah. It's like a personal thing now, eh? But this was a consolidation right here between April, right? So think this was April right here, all the way to, well, November, right? So having two elections, we usually see the consolidation. And guys, you can go back in history. This has worked every single time. And it's only after that do we actually see the next sort of rally to the upside. And did we get that rally? Yes, we did, right? So I said, okay, it's been working out well. Now I want to go ahead and figure out what is the duration between the election, so essentially when prices start rallying again, to the cycle top, like historically, what has that been? And here is the major finding. Of course, I do a deep dive in the other videos. But the major finding is that it's only 1 year after elections do we actually see the cycle top. Now, every cycle so far, 2014, 2017, even 2021, it was during that, I think, October, November phase that we usually see the cycle top. Now, this cycle here, the last one, actually was a bit subdued because we actually saw a double top there, something that did not happen in the previous 2 cycles before that, the previous 3 cycles before that. So,
the chat is covering the chart, so push it to the left.
Oh.
Push the chat. No, push this.
Oh, okay. I was gonna push the chat to the left. Like, screw you guys. But yeah. So once again, I'll be looking towards that. Well, that month. So basically, 1 year from now, around October 2025. Yeah. Hey, but hey, we could still see a double top. We don't know, right? I did present my targets. You guys know the targets already. If we get up to those targets, it's gonna be frigging insane. But yeah. But that's the duration analysis. It's worked out historically. It's worked out well, and so far.
So 1 year, you're saying after the election.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go mark that out. Okay. So the election was here, and we're gonna go 365 days, somewhere there. All right. Cool. Gonna mark that out. All right. Do you have any, like? Again, you don't need to give us any concrete targets, but any, like.
First one I think is 125.
125. No, that's my target. You
Okay,
can't steal
fine.
my target.
212.
212. Yeah. So guys, what we're doing here now is just everything's just 212.
Mark is like float. Yeah, I got an invisibility cloak on Mark. It's like I don't need.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Krisha is looking at something like this, right? I'm going to present something in one of the daily videos where I talk about something a little bit more complex on how we can like position for a upside and then reposition towards the downside, etc., etc. It's going to be a little bit more complex. It's just going to be theory crafting because I do want us to. I do want to protect against. I'm going to go mark out. Wait, I have a target right here. Okay, so let me show you guys my target first. I'm gonna clear this out, clear out the indicator.
Sean doesn't like my target price.
I do like your target. Of course I like your target. I'm the biggest
He thinks
Bitcoin.
I'm too bullish.
I just think that people are underestimating the midterm bearishness that is coming in 2025. I'm not all that. Guys, I was an ultra bull in 2023 all the way through 2023 and 2024. I was an ultra bull, more bullish than anyone. I'm not that bullish in 2025. I'm bullish on targets, but I'm not bullish on price action, if that makes any sense. I'm bullish on upside.
How does that make sense?
I think we're going to have bearish periods are going to depress people, and then we're going to rally hard. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I think we're going to have like deep drawdowns. That's going to shock a lot of people who don't take our advice of keeping it calm, keeping it mango, keeping it easy, keeping it stress-free, and over-leveraging, right? I mean saying they end up over-leveraging. Don't over-leverage, guys. People who don't keep it mango and instead over-leverage are gonna likely get shook out of the markets. And I feel like you may end up being right, but not until that happens, right? So this is my target here, and we have a very important inauguration date coming up in Jan 20th. So we could make our way to around 120, 140, 150-ish, right? Do something like this, and then do something like this. Now, we could crack underneath 100,000 again, That's going to be like a 40%, 50% dump.
That's no.
Okay, what about this?
That's not gonna happen.
No?
No.
Okay. What about this? The 30% dump on
30% maybe.
Okay, cool. So that's my target though, right? That's my target. So I'm just saying, like, if you measure from candle close, we could have a wick on the monthly above like maybe to 130k, 145k, and then close at 120k, and then we come down to 100ish, 90ish, 33% dump. I don't think that should. Everyone was expecting that this entire way, Krisha. Everyone was expecting a 30% dump, and I said that's unlikely to happen because that's not actually what happens often on Bitcoin, especially when everyone's expecting it. If you go look at the cycle, this entire run, we did not get a single 30% dump. But for some reason, people thought that we are going to get a 30% dump all the time over here, right? Now, when people stop expecting a 30% dump, that's when we get it. Right? And then summer ends up being this. Okay, so we're going to do this. Where's that arrow tool? I don't use it often, but I should.
You can have like a little bar of all of
Let's use Elliott Wave. No, I can't. There's an arrow tool.
Yeah, it always it's.
I can never find it.
Square.
I feel like
square.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay, so we do something like this. Make another low, lower low. October
Oh my god.
into the end of the year.
Yeah.
Right? Something like this, right? And this phase, guys, is going to be extremely depressing for people from here, from the drawdown to this phase.
Okay, I see that happening. But greater than 50% is a no-go. At that point, we have like a risk event, in my opinion.
Okay.
So yeah, this is more plausible.
Okay, and then because people finally are like, oh man, we dumped 30%. Everything turned out fine. When we do dump here and we do a 50% dump, we come back down to test this range. That's when the cycle's really over. We bounce, of course, but we bounce to put in a lower high. Okay, guys, this is all conjecture.
Wolfie and I are already exhausted. Okay, we're talking about 500,000 targets here. Wolfie, just look at this guy, man.
I'm trying to protect you guys, all right? I'm trying to set expectations. Everyone's talking about 1 million. I'm talking about
this guy.
55K.
Okay.
Listen. Let's get something straight before everyone calls me a bear. Who was the guy who was calling for all-time highs when Bitcoin before the halving? I was calling for all-time highs before the halving when Bitcoin was still sitting at 20,000. Who was it? Let's just put okay. I set expectations for the community correctly back then because the upside was far more fruitful than the downside. Now, as we start approaching these levels over here, I just want people to flip that mindset. Right? I don't want them to make mistakes.
Okay, fair enough. You should take a screenshot of this. What do you guys think? Sean should take a screenshot of this and be like, okay, fine, let's see how the follow through that.
Okay, yeah, just do it. I wanted to put some more thought into it and draw it out a tad bit better, a bit neater, get a little bit more accurate and precise.
What do you think happens? So on this bear phase here, what do you think happens to the altcoins? You think the altcoins draw down as well, like Cardano, XRP, whatever?
Yeah, they go down 80%. 70%, 75%.
This guy.
They go down 75%. Minimum 50.
Minimum 50. Okay. Yeah.
Minimum 50.
My goodness, who is that? Don't tack me. He says, wonder how long I'm gonna be bag holding XRP at $1.49. You are already so spoiled. We finally broke up.
What do you mean? Why did you buy XRP at $1? Did you buy it Did you buy it at $1.49? I mean, Krisha has been doing videos on XRP, bull calling XRP since 60 cents.
Yeah, guys, you should have caught the whole damn thing by now. I told you, there's any cycle XRP runs, it's gonna be this cycle. It just made sense.
Yeah.
Everything lined up. Literally, the whole technical picture. Even if there was no news on XRP, the SEC thing didn't happen, nothing happened. Just look at the freaking chart.
So, Alejandro Crypto 94. We appreciate the donation, but please no donations, guys. Donate to a good cause or donate to like someone in the Mango community. By the way, there are people who have been reaching out to me and asking whether they could. We'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, well, KASPA. I've done 2 videos on KASPA, 3 videos actually, where we talked about it at this zone over here, right at the bottom, at around 11 to 10 cents, being a brilliant buy zone. If you guys want to watch, or rather, if you guys want to learn how to identify buy zones and sell zones within a trading range while still building a trend trade for a higher time frame target, watch my KASPA series, right? While price was down over here, we identified why it's a really, really good bid opportunity and how it's likely going to do exactly this move, suddenly surprise everybody and make its way all the way to the top, and how I identified it, matching it to similar Bitcoin pattern all the way back in 2020 was really, really educational. You guys should really go back and watch it. Anyways, what we identified was this is a buy zone and this was our take profit zone. Why? Because we traded KASPA. I have another KASPA chart. KAS USDT. So we traded KASPA back all the way in 2023, this area here, 2023. And we took profits over here. Our take partials were over here. We had some take partials over here. We had a re-entry over here, and we had another take partial over here, right? So essentially, this in conjunction with other technical factors was a really, really good confluence zone for taking profits again, right? And we marked out this area here at around 17 cents to 20 cents. And we put it on a fresh chart for you guys over here. And we said, okay, this is a buy zone. This is going to be a take profit zone because that is going to be an inflection point. And the market is going to be respecting that level, similar to the sol trade, where levels that were important on the way up are going on the previous cycle are going to be just as important this cycle. So zones that you guys played before are going to be important this time as well, simply put. And it ended up working out perfectly, right? We made our way up to that zone, we rejected, and then I had a box here where I'd drawn a bid zone somewhere around here, I believe, right? KASPA has front run it and not come down to 14 exactly, but we did hit 14.53, right? So now the question is, do we hold this uptrend and keep making our way up, or do we actually come down to the zone over here? It really depends on what I'm seeing on the 12-hour Ichimoku. Let's go see what's going on there. Look at that though. Open underneath the 10K, and I think we come back down here. I'm not convinced that this uptrend holds. Let's see though. Like, you don't want to play against it, of course.
No, I think it could hold.
Yeah, it could.
If we start taking out those highs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes up.
So if it starts closing above 16.16, then I think you're right, Krisha. Yeah. At this juncture, I don't have conviction on anything. Like, this was a really good buy, and this zone over here that we had. Watch the series because we had marked out 2 bid areas. One was right here. This right here. This was another bid area, and over here was the sell, right? Those were my conviction zones. Over here, I don't have conviction, so I can't give you an opinion as to whether this breaks up or breaks down. I don't want to just say something for the sake of saying something. I don't know. I really don't know here. So that's my opinion on KAS. I don't know what it's going to do here. But what I do know is that if it breaks this level here, we're making our way up to around 32 cents. So if it breaks this zone, I have high conviction that we could retest it and make our way up to 32 cents. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I think KAS is finally going to start picking up a bit. It's been in like the longest freaking consolidation forever.
FET. Let's go look at FET on start with dash. By the way, on the dashboard, you guys can find out app.mangoresearch.co. Why is Krisha gone? There she goes.
Oh no! I mean no.
Did you move off?
I was relying on my invisibility cloak.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's looking good. Longs across the board. 12 volatility though super high, but everything else is very healthy. Very, very healthy.
weekly neutral still. Oh, flip from short to neutral
No,
though.
I think
That's
there
fine.
might be a trade on this one. Look at the chart.
Let's see.
There actually might be a trade. Yeah, look at that. We got, it's either an ascending or perhaps a, this looks good. It's putting in reversal. I like the fact that the second higher low is like significantly greater. Showed you that Fed actually caught a bid quite quickly.
So where would you bid this?
I wouldn't bid it right here.
Okay,
I'll say
yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's not a trade here.
It's not a trade here,
Okay.
but it is within the trading range.
So like this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you're looking for
Yeah.
this. I should really start using that too. Let's go. Let's get some practice. Oh, it's right here. I favorite it. Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you do this? There you go.
Yeah. I think it's an ascending triangle ready to break.
Okay, there you go. Nishant. Zerebro Murimav was asking for. Is it on the dashboard? I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's a newer coin. Is it on TradingView? Zerebro might be a Radium. Yeah, Radium. I mean, you know my answer to this. This looks really good.
12 minutes? Okay, no,
12
12 hours.
This you need to be a bit careful here.
Yeah, yeah.
On the 12 hour, let's look for some bearish divergence. There's bearish divergence too. I mean, potential bearish divergence. Price is putting in, RSI is putting lower highs, and we have a flat structure over here. Ascending triangle. So if this breaks up, it actually flips to bullish divergence, by the way. So you can actually look at it the other way as well. So if it does break up, it's going. But be careful.
I don't see it hold the trend line.
Be careful because it could end up being inverted head and shoulders.
Yeah.
Sorry, head and shoulders. Why is it not drawing? Come on, there you go. Right? You can see it on the 4 hour probably a lot better. There you go. All right. So just be careful. If this breaks down, it's likely coming down deep. Right?
Yeah.
20 cents. Yeah, that's a 50% dump. Sailor just bought another 5.4 billion worth again. Didn't he just buy 2 billion yesterday?
Sailor's gonna come up and push price up single-handedly, guys.
Yep. He's done buying, now price is dumping. Link. Do you have thoughts on Link? Have you been covering Link?
Yeah, I covered it last time.
Let's go. For sure. I'll give you guys an update on Link. And then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
This is the kind of...
We'll do some... Did you cover XRP already?
No.
Okay, we'll take a look at the XRP chart, guys.
Okay.
Link is long. Looks... I mean, returns are freaking great. Volatility, not so much, right? Super, super high there. So we could be at a level of resistance right now. What are your thoughts on Dashboard Pulse?
This is what I like to see. So this compared to like what was the chart that we're looking at before this FET?
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that. I like this. I like right now.
Why do you like this better?
Because right now I think that if the dashboard with the current market conditions, I just want to stick with strength across all of the assets that I don't have any fundamental conviction in.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? I don't want to see the trend not being long there. I don't want to see it not having momentum. Okay. Right? For example, if you go on to the weekly over here, right, and you look at the top right-hand corner on the dashboard, right, you can see what the trend is for the market-wide trend, right? If that asset has a neutral or short trend while the market-wide trend is long, it means that that asset is showing weakness. Why would I want to pick weakness on an asset that I know nothing about?
That's true.
Right?
That's a good good way of looking at it, guys.
I know nothing about it. I'm not going to pick a laggard just because it's not moved yet. It's completely fine to have those kind of positions if you have conviction in it, but if you don't have conviction in it, and you're watching everything else pump, psychologically, it's just really, really difficult. Right? You don't want to be in psychological stress during a bull market. Bull market is supposed to feel good. Right? The bear market is going to wreck you guys enough psychologically, guys. Don't put yourself through that kind of stress in a bull market. It's not worth it. All right. Hey Ray, how's it going? My friend, come to Dubai. Yes, but Ray invited us for a great Dubai trip, but it's during Xmas and New Year's time, so we're not going to be able to make it. Let's look at while is it on the dashboard. Oh wait, did we look at link on the chart?
Look at the chart.
Yeah, I'll let you take control. You can.
I gave them the TK Kiss trade.
Oh.
And it's rallied like significantly off of that. Oh, you have it marked here, I think. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. Okay, I just moved your line, my bad. But this was it, guys. This was the trade right here. This red zone.
Kusha trading the Ichimoku. I'm impressed.
Yeah. So this was, I presented this trade to you guys on the daily video, and I told you that this was the major trade opportunity. Super easy to manage this one, and so far, I mean, it's rallied a good 35%.
RH says we both have beautiful hair. My hair's better.
His hair is beautiful.
She's finally come to terms with it. After 12 years.
I think this is continuation, quite honestly. Yeah. Okay, no, we're weekly. If you're ever like uncertain about any of your horizontals and targets and stuff, also Ichimoku flip green again, so that's a really good picture. Up against resistance right now, I'll say that. So if there's any time for a pullback, and that's what the dashboard is telling you right now, right? Volatility is super high across the board. So this is the time where you would technically look for a pullback opportunity. Might see a drawdown on. This is a very
this is the time frame you guys want to be looking at the cloud on the 12 hour. Look at the 12 hour and the 4. Right? Look at this. You guys see when the cloud is also moving up like that, right? Either you want a thick cloud, right? A long-term thick cloud and then a flip, or you want to see something like this where the cloud has now, like, for example, let me you see this. This area is a no trade zone unless you're playing for a breakout, right? It was a no trade zone, and thank God you did not trade it, because if you were trading this as a ascending triangle, you'd have got shook out here and then price rallied. It was once we actually broke out of the zone, you start looking to buy any retest of the TK Kiss that you talked about, right? On the 4 hour, the 12 hour, whatever it may be. And then you hold it. And look at that. The cloud is moving with you. So this is a no trade zone. This is a trade zone. And the 4 hour is looking even better, right? Look at that. Thick cloud, thick trend. So it's telling you, by looking at the Ichimoku cloud, you know which trend to play it on. And here it's telling you to play it on the 4 on the 12 hour. So again.
And we've cleared resistance on the 4 and the 12 hour. I say we see more candle close over 1844. I believe Link is going to start rallying from there. It's going to be one of those trades where you're going to have to employ a bit more risk, trade management than usual. But also, of course, risk management on all your positions.
Yep.
Okay.
WLD. It's a coin called WLD. Wild. Is it on the dashboard? WLD. There we go.
Is it WorldCoin?
I don't know. Neutral. I'm not a fan of this, but this is all right. Yeah, not a big fan of just, again, I want it. You may have some conviction on this based on its fundamentals, but personally for me, I'd want it to have better, I want it at the very least to match long right over here. So that's the best I can do at the moment. WLD. Maybe the chart looks better. It just reclaimed the Tenkin, which is good. This is really good.
This looks good, guys.
But retest of 228.
This is a breakout, head and shoulders inverted breakout.
Oh,
This has finally broken out. Look at the volume push we've gotten already. So far so good. You might get a test of the Tenkin, so I think that's the bid opportunity.
So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. Yeah. Okay. Move to the Kijun C-span trade is what I'm looking at over here. From claim the Tenkin the second time. First claim is a fake out. Reclaim, test. Kijun at 440,
Yeah.
445. So move to 445. Likely gonna make its way up there. Okay, XRP, Kusha.
Let's go.
It's all you. You're the XRP queen.
Can you just type it in for me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I mean, dashboard trends are looking really good, right? Longs across the board. Your returns are excellent. Like, dashboard literally called the XRP move, like, to the T so far. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Volatility, however, okay, now volatility is what's sort of giving us pause, and that this could be like pullback juncture for XRP. So I say we might very well be up against resistance. And so, wait, which chart are you using, Sean? Can I just like get onto any of them?
He's asking me to get closer to the not he, but yeah.
Hello. Okay, I
okay.
just type in
XRP.
XRP USDT. Use Bitstamp, yeah, because it's got like the most. No. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Sweet. Thanks. Clear. Awesome. Sorry, guys. This is not my. This is not my trading view. Okay, so you guys. Okay, first of all, can we all just admire Sean? Fine a friggingly. Now, even if you take the freaking wicks of this thing, we've broken out. Right? This is looking really, really good so far. So now we finally have this breakout, and well, right now, I mean, I gave you guys the bits. Last time it was 141. Let's go ahead and put that in. 141. So currently 141 is resistance, guys. Okay, so you want to start seeing some closes over 141, and I believe the next one, I'm gonna go on to some of the lower time frames here. Nice, we got a clearance over. Oh shoot, this is heading up for those previous bull run highs. So this is the next major target I'm going to be looking towards. So for XRP, I'm keeping this very simple.
Oof,
Yeah, look at that. You can't fight it here, guys. Okay, so right now 141 is a battleground. Okay, it's always been a historic battleground for XRP. Look towards how price is reacting off of 141. I mean, just look at the wicks on this, guys. You can see there's a current battle taking place between the bulls and the bears. Okay, the more full body candles, okay, the more width you see on these candles here, it's telling you that, okay, the bulls are in control. Chances are we're actually getting up to this previous bull market highs, which only comes in at around $1.92. However, that being said, now if we start seeing 12-hour closes underneath, like look at this now, okay, now I want you guys to start assessing the holistic picture on XRP. If we start seeing more candle closes underneath $1.41, remember, $1.41 is battleground. More candle closes underneath $1.41, what happens here? I want you guys to think of price action, but think ahead, think into the future. If prices fall, Sean, what does this turn into?
M-like formation.
Exactly. This is an M then, right? So where's your brush? Okay, with that being the neckline, this breaks to the downside.
This is a very good example of what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, where you guys need to be okay embracing invalidation and looking to reposition towards the downside. Because while you may, let's say you guys enter at $1.44, okay, and try to draw these things out, guys. Try to draw a flow chart of how your emotions are gonna play out through the bull market, because it'll help you execute better. Let's say you get in over here, okay? And I know one of you guys seem to have gotten in at $1.44, wondering if you're back holding. Let's say we break down and you don't see it go to the upside. You may get depressed, you may panic sell, you may just get demotivated and not come back to the market, right? But if you tell yourself, okay, we break down, okay, and I'm in this spot here, I'm down about the fact that we broke down, but now in the next step over here, I have two options. I can either leave the market and not enter again because I just went through a loss, or I can enter again. Now, what happens after? At this stage, what are you expecting XRP to do? Break down further and come down to 50 cents? Or have you established that we are in a bull market and we are more likely to do something like this and then go up over here, okay? Or we could come down over here and then go up over here. Either way, we're in a bull market. So if your base thesis, your strongest thesis right now is that we're in a bull market, we are eventually going up, right? Each time we actually break down, right? The next step for you is to retry a trade. Retry bidding the potential high low, because the next step, your potential upside is that much more, right? Because if you exit somewhere over here and then you buy over here, you could win that much more towards your target. Because let's say Krisha's target is $1.90. Over here, guys, your win is what? 40%. Okay, good, not bad at all. But if you take a small loss over here, right? Let's say you take a 5% loss, 10% loss. What's your next win? 84%, 80%, right? So you've taken a 10% loss, but now you've positioned yourself to get 2x the win. From a 40% win, you're getting an 80% win. Let's say you take the loss over here too, right? And then you reposition somewhere here. Like if we come down that low, I don't think we do. But let's say market is that generous. What's your win? 300%. So each time you're willing to reposition, you get a bigger win.
Hands down. Also, I'm gonna say this before guys trading XRP Cardano, you're new to this, you don't trade often, yada yada yada, whatever. Do not get too fixated on catching the tops, the highs, and the lows. Okay, do not, because now anyone who's like, okay, no, I'm gonna wait for prices to come back and tap $1.62 before I take profits off the table, and if prices just melt down to put in another higher low, well, you're still there waiting on that bid. That just is gonna affect you psychologically. You're never gonna know when markets are gonna turn. You're not gonna know now. You're not gonna know in the bull market top. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't always fixate on catching the highs and catching the lows of any market. That is a recipe for disaster. All right, don't try and calculate that spread. Be like, oh, but I could have gotten this much had I sold here. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that. So yeah, $1.41 XRP. If we break, then we could be triggering the M-like formation, at which point you can then look for a pullback into $1.14. But in my opinion, we're still in a bull market. I'm looking at any pullback opportunity. Say at this point, I think we'll be pulling back into daily timeframes, dynamic, whatever. It's been an impulsive move for XRP so far. Any pullbacks, major pullbacks, are going, in my opinion, are going to be buy the dip opportunities on XRP.
Okay.
So yeah.
So still no Brett analysis. We'll cover Brett too, but it's getting really late. We'll do it in the next stream. It says, Krisha, you nailed the XRP, Doge, Link, and ADA trades. Sean killed SUI, KAS, BTC, and Giga. Stuart says, get closer to Finny Boy says, should we have this approach to SUI? Yeah, I talked about, are you talking about the pullback on each level? You should be looking to bid, as long as you believe it's a bull market, right? You should be looking to bid the potential high low on the high time frames, right? If for example, the 12 hour doesn't work out, look to bid the 2-day on SUI, look to bid the 4-day after that, and we'll reassess if the 4-day fails as well. I really don't think the 2-day should fail to begin with. Prod says she doesn't look too convinced about. Do you not agree with my thesis of bidding the pullbacks on XRP?
Oh no, guys, it's a bull market. Don't be ridiculous. Your conviction should lie in where you think the cycle is at right now. And my conviction right now is that we're currently in a bull market. Even, yes, we're going to find these deeper pullbacks, okay, into your daily time frame, your 2-day time frames, but those pullbacks are likely going to get picked up because we're in a bull market. Keep it as simple as that. And if you guys are getting liquidated on the smallest moves, let me tell you something, you're over positioned. You're over freaking positioned. All right, fix that shit.
So it's not about, you shouldn't be getting liquidated, but I was talking more about getting invalidated, being okay getting invalidated, and looking to bid the next high low.
Oh, hands down.
And because, guys, this is not about being convinced or not. This is goddamn math. It's about math. The math shows that if you are willing to psychologically allow yourself to get invalidated earlier, like on time, I don't say earlier, on time, instead of bag holding, you get to reposition on an asset that you're bullish on at a better price, period, right? And then your gains 2x. If you allow for price to come down and just bag hold, now you're sitting, potentially getting your account liquidated, like Krisha just mentioned. Yeah. Why? Because you do not invalidate an exit over here. You could have taken a 4% loss, 5% loss, right? Once this M breaks down, and then look to play this. And if this fails, look to play maybe, I really don't think that should fail, but this. We should hold this bull flag. If XRP is really bullish, we should hold this bull flag. What are your thoughts, Kusha?
Yes,
Do you think
hands
this?
down,
Do you
yeah.
think this can fail, or how about this? Do you think this should fail while XRP is still remaining bullish compared to the rest of the assets? I don't think this should fail.
No,
I
I don't think it's going to fail.
It only fails if there's like a massive risk event in the market and
Yeah.
every other asset also breaks key levels,
Yeah.
right? We are seeing Bitcoin like break into the 70K range, etc., etc.
Yeah, I honestly don't see it. I don't see that failing. Also, notice what this test, this green box territory that Sean just marked out. Let's go back on over to the weekly time frame. Sorry
That
about
was-
all these nasty freaking arrows.
That's the break of the bull. That's the break of the freaking triangle.
Exactly, guys. This is like classic freaking textbook
Damn.
plays for you. This is classic textbook plays. Now,
So you get a
in
retest
the-
of that. How do you
yeah.
guys not buy that?
Yeah.
That's
And also, let me show you something. Okay? Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you something cool. Okay, just take a horizontal. I'm just gonna smack it out right there. Historically, guys, that's been a region of contention. Okay, historically through the cycles, back in 2021 as well as in 2018. Like, that's a buy the dip opportunity right there. Super easy to manage. If you're trading scared, you have no conviction. If you're trading scared, you're going to mess up on your executions. And it's there, and if you mess up on your executions, you're not making any money this market. Let me tell you that.
okay. I think we're done. Any Doge? Do you have any thoughts on Doge?
I covered Doge yesterday. When did I cover Doge? Not much has changed, guys.
Ooh, pull back on the this. Okay, this I like, right? When you see long across all the time frames and then you see short on the lower time frames, it means that you may be getting a pullback on the lower time frames to buy a really strong trend. So this is not a deep enough pullback for me. I think this could come down. What are your thoughts since you've been covering it? The high time frames look much better. 2-day bull flag breakout retest this looks much better.
Exactly.
3-day not so much. 4-day looks grind. Okay, so the 4-day and the 2-day looking great. This is an inflection point. I wouldn't be too interested in Doge here personally.
No?
No, I wouldn't play this. Like, if you guys are already in the trade, it's great. It's great to hold for the continuation. Yeah, look at that.
Hey, go
I'd
back.
rather wait 5 days, right, and look to see if
Ooh, that's a
if
good point.
this monthly closes above, because in 5 days, if we close underneath 32 cents, you could actually see a surprise move to 28 to 22 or wick down there, a pickup, massive. This would be a gift to anybody who missed the Doge trade.
You know, Doge's trading volume outperformed Bitcoin's for the past 48 hours, like yesterday and
That's
day before.
insane. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't we see this? Like, this doesn't look too far away, and that's a monthly level.
Yeah.
This is a monthly level. I'm not saying that we come down there. What I'm trying to say is that for people who aren't in the trade, you're much better off waiting for higher price or lower price, but not there. Right?
Yeah.
You're looking for like a bigger move, so we clear those monthly levels. Or you're looking to bid somewhere around 25 cents.
Yeah. I'll say those of you who caught Doge on the breakout, make sure you're managing your trades here, right?
Yeah.
Because this price action here is not, like, this one right here is not looking it's looking a tad bit weak.
Krisha's going to be doing a VeChain video.
Yeah, it
yeah,
comes out tonight,
yeah,
so just
so-
heads up. Yeah, for those of you actually bought here,
I wanna
manage your trade off of.
I want to give a shout out to SJJSM. He's been a SUI bull since consistently since 75 cents, 80 cents.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure, I'm 95% sure I started looking at SUI only because of him. He kept saying SUI, 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 SUI. So massive shout out to to him for bringing SUI to the Mango community. Appreciate it. And congratulations on your great trade, man. My bets are on Flash Crash, maybe today.
Flash crash where? Maybe today.
All right, I think we're good. Guys, make sure to join the Discord for any further questions, and Kushal is going to be posting a VeChain video. And again, if you guys are looking to practice your leverage trading, Bitcoin X is having an amazing deal that is ending very, very soon, where you guys
December 4th.
yeah, so that's maybe 10 days. Deposit 200, get 150. Use it to practice your leverage trading or buffer against any losses. Non-KYC exchange. But remember though, always be safe. Every exchange is at risk of going down. You got to manage how much funds that you have on the exchange. You're not going to be putting too much in here to get this to, right? But at this stage of the bull market, guys, being on an exchange is relatively safe because liquidity is expanding and every markets are going up, etc., etc. But towards the end, right? Towards the middle of the bull market, you guys really got to manage how much funds you guys have on an exchange. Okay, never trust any exchange. Not Coinbase, not Kraken, not BitUnex, not BitGet, nothing. The whole point of crypto is that you have the power to take control, take custody of your assets yourself, right? That's a point of crypto. Now, for convenience sake, we trade on exchanges to get in, get out, get in, get out. But don't get too carried away with it. Don't get too carried away with it. At this stage of the market is completely fine. Long term, be careful. All right?
Yeah.
All right. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and see you guys in our Discord. Krishna joined us today. I pulled her in.
Yay! We're gonna try and do more.
Yeah.
We'll try and do more duos. Better setup, but we'll try and do more duos.
Right.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you in the Discord chat.
Keep it easy. Keep it stress free.
And have a great week. See ya.